My fellow deep thinkers, welcome to Deep Remaining Time. Today is the Thinker series, mini-series, Altered Mind States, and today is episode 2. And I'm kind of just starting with some natural altered mind states, things that you can do that don't require drugs or anything like that. So the first episode was about doing sensory deprivation, like using an isolation tank. I've even read that people attempt to do this kind of stuff just by laying in a really dark room with either earplugs in or headphones on. And if you can lay in the room and it's dark and you can't and you won't fall asleep, then there are people that have claim to have experienced altered mind states through just laying in darkness and thinking and stuff. So there's different things you can do, clearly, that don't require drugs. And I'm going to talk about a couple other ones here. The first one is light therapy. And something I didn't really even know existed until really recently. There is out there, and you can find different... I actually saw in New York City there was one, a healing, like a holistic health healing place, and they do like therapy there. And one of the options you could do was light therapy. So I started looking into this light therapy, and I had no idea what it was. They use something that is which I'm having a hard time piecing together why it's called what it is, but there's a chakra called ajna, I think I'm pronouncing it right, ajna, and so some guy created a light, basically this little lamp, and it has LEDs in it. I don't remember how many, and they flash and they change colors. And they do all kinds of things, and they are all hooked up to a computer that runs a program that like sort of flashes the lights in a pattern and stuff. So you see kaleidoscopic patterns and all kinds. And you're doing this with your eyes closed. The pictures and stuff I've looked up, and people lay on you lay on the ground, you lay on a pillow, and you have this light over your head, and you just close your eyes. And there's YouTube videos. I found a couple of YouTube videos you can watch that are of somebody recording the light doing a pattern or a sequence or whatever, and you can close your eyes and hold your phone and near your face, and you can see, and doing that gives you an idea of what people are experiencing when they're doing it. But people claim to be completely entranced in this light therapy, and that it takes people on journeys, and it's used as therapy. So people have, sort of, existential thoughts and things that help them feel better. And you're just sitting there and you're deep thinking. And what it really does, I'm not exactly sure. I really didn't read a whole lot into it, but I do know that it is definitely something. So if you know somewhere around you that does like massages and stuff, I've been wanting to just cruise around town here and pop into a couple of massage places and see if they know anybody that does light therapy, because I'm definitely really interested in how it works. I don't think that you could use the videos on YouTube. I don't think they work quite as well as what being there with the actual light would do. But it does sound really cool, colors and being able to think and it putting your mind into a different place. And so that's the first one, is light therapy. And the second one, there's not really a name for it necessarily. No, there is a name. The name's evading me right now, but the name of the next type here of an altered mind state has to do with breathing techniques. And so that was something that I had read about a while back now, is that in other cultures, other than like Western cultures, they, we're talking about like shamanistic type tribes that are still out there, and or people that are deep into Buddhists or Hinduistic beliefs. They tend to do this type of stuff too. But so I guess you can achieve an altered state of mind, and you can read a lot about this and how it works. And a lot of people say that it's actually really bad for you to do. But there is a technique to breathing, in which if you're very calm and very still, you can focus on the way you breathe. And if you are to focus on your breathing for, I've read, up to a couple hours, people experience these trance-like states where you're breathing and you've lowered your heart rate dramatically, and you're basically now to the point where you are just so deep in your mind because your body is so shut down, and it's almost like you've gone to sleep, but you're definitely still awake. And people have claimed some very, very intense hallucinations from doing these breathing techniques, and intense hallucinations, and trances, being in completely parallel universes, all kinds of crazy stories that breathing, guys, just breathing can take your mind to. And again, people think it's really bad for you to do it because you're basically and there's a good video there. They try this breathing therapy type stuff, or whatever you want to call it, on the Good Mythical Morning podcast or show, or whatever you want to call it. It's and it was really interesting. That was the first place I had saw it and understood how it worked. Granted, I don't always think that on Good Mythical Morning they take things all that seriously. Rhett did do a really good job of trying to really, disappear into the moment and let it happen. But people believe that it's what you're doing is you're limiting the oxygen supply to your brain, which is causing it to basically just trip balls because it's going into death in a sense. So people say it's horrible for you. I don't have any eagerness to try it no time soon. So that's up to you guys whether you're interested in that or not. But so that's a second natural altered state of mind, and again, not necessarily a good one. But so I'm going to move into the third natural one here, and I'm kind of iffy on whether or not I want to call it an altered state of mind. It's definitely really iffy, and I don't know anything about this. And but what I'm talking about is ASMR, or autonomous sensory meridian response. It's a non-diagnosable medical thing that that a lot of doctors and scientists don't have necessarily a lot of good proof of its existence, but it's clearly a thing. When you go on to Reddit and you just type in ASMR, or you go onto YouTube and you type it in, it's become a very big thing. Whether or not it's just a trend, I don't know. I have no idea what the feeling is like. I clearly don't have it. I just enjoy watching things, and I think things are really satisfying. But the videos and stuff that people put up are of people talking really, really quietly and talking in a way that makes you feel like you're in a trance. I don't know. It's totally weird, but it's interesting, and people do like role playing type things. But I guess the feeling that people describe receiving from watching these videos and listening to people and whatever else it is that they do, there's apparently like a full body type of tingling sensation that sort of starts in your brain and kind of works down. So people really enjoy it, and it's a very relaxing thing. There's a lot of videos on just sleep ASMR, things I didn't even consider being a thing. So people do go to sleep playing music and different things, and that's the thing about ASMR, is it's all very high quality audio, so that you can hear it and really take in the full effect of what's going on. And it's pretty cool. It's a cool thing. So if you've got it, shoot me an email. Let me know. Give me a quick rundown of what it is that you feel when you do it. My girlfriend, she says she has it, and she is always sitting on the couch, watching ASMR stuff, and it doesn't bother me or whatever, but it's cool because it's technically, I guess in my opinion, it's an altered state of mind, which is pretty neat. So, that's another natural thing you can do. And so the fourth thing here is, and I definitely don't recommend this one, but sleep deprivation. And again, right, you're already thinking, I'm sure, it's not necessarily a good thing at all. And one of my favorite reports on sleep deprivation and how it affected somebody was Nikola Tesla. He was someone who not only was he sleep deprived all the time, but he was also starving himself a lot. And he would claim that through sleep deprivation, he would come up with some of the craziest inventions that he'd ever thought of, and that his mind was traveling to sort of other realms where it could pull information that he otherwise wouldn't have found. So that's interesting, and he definitely believed that being sleep deprived helped him out, and he claimed hallucinations, and he claimed hearing voices, and he was literally going crazy. He was depriving his brain of good sleep. So of course it's gonna do something to you. But the fact of the matter is that it is an altered state, and when you're forcing yourself to not sleep, you're going to go through all kinds of weird mental changes and mental states. And the same thing when you're hungry. And people, the term hangry has exploded over the past few years. And people are hangry. It happens. You get hangry, you're really hungry, and you're not in a good mood anymore. It happens. So clearly, being hungry, it can actually give you an altered state of mind. And so I can't imagine what starving yourself would do to you, but it is an altered state of consciousness, being able to change your normal waking state to something different, whether it's through watching videos or starving yourself or breathing techniques or sensory deprivation. There are altered states of your mind, and they're very possible to obtain. And people even just with meditation alone, you can achieve an altered state of mind. And I highly recommend people look into these different types of things and try out some of them and feel for yourself what it's like to be in an altered state of mind, where you not only are you experiencing something that is not ordinary to our normal day life, that you're experiencing something more, something that your brain is capable of, and something that is possible. And that's crazy. That's a really cool and interesting fact of how that works. And so I'm going to get into, in the next episode of this mini-series, different altered mind states. And I'll get way more in depth into them because I have a lot more experience and a lot more knowledge about the different types. But these will be drug-induced altered states. Things like when you take LSD or mescaline, whatever. Any crazy type of drug. And so I want to get into those here in the next couple episodes. So I hope you guys found this episode interesting, and I definitely encourage you to look into altered states of mind, natural, not altered states of mind. At least, start with that. And try meditation on your own. Try just thinking, sitting alone with your thoughts, and see where they can take you. You can do a lot with your mind, and our minds are very, very capable of all kinds of things. And maybe this is kind of weird to say, but maybe a lot of types of illnesses and mental illnesses and stuff, occur, not things that you're born with, but things that you obtain later in life. PTSD or anxieties, types of stuff. What if your mind just needed to enter an altered state? What if you needed to realize that anxiety was just a feeling? It wasn't something that is weighing on you and really attacking you. What if it was just a feeling you had, and through an altered state of mind, you could piece that together and figure that out. Maybe anxiety isn't the best choice as an example, but either way, you see where I'm going with this. So guys, that's about it for today's episode. This mini-series episode about altered mind states. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for the next one, and I'll get into some even crazier altered mind states. And my name's Evan. Thanks for listening, guys.